Good afternoon, everyone. Our company is the operator of the energy system, and we provide the main three global functions. First of all, we manage the mains. Uh, so this is the main electricity grid, and the supporting system which sends the electricity from the electric plants to the smaller plants and to population. And each second we monitor that the balance of supply and demand of electricity is kept all over the regions. And our third function is to provide the functioning of the majority of segments in the electrical sphere. And here we are talking about the balancing market, also the auxiliary services market, and we as operator purchase the reserves, to which refers the specific reserve as the gas service. So these are the heat and power plant supply, which work on the natural gas, and we deal with this megawatt of the produced gas and the market price, to consider the high price for gas. And after the invasion, we had very serious challenges in each of these functions. First of all, 4 hours before the invasion, we disconnected from the systems of Russia and Belarus. We were not connected to the European system, but we were disconnected from the Russian and Belarus ones. And this is a very technical challenge, and we were also in the situation of the very intensive invasion. And in the first hours of the first days, our main task was to provide the functioning of our dispatcher center. And not many people know that about 3 weeks before the full-scale invasion, we created the secret the dispatcher center in the west of Ukraine. And this enabled us on the 25th of February to manage the system from the safe place, not from Kiev. And that location also had bunker, so we could actually work at the wartime there. The second task was to maintain the management of the electric mains system. We understood that the front line was moving quickly and our objects got under the occupation. Despite that, the integrity of our system had to be preserved. So we had to power all the regions of Ukraine at these conditions of wartime. And another task that we had, another challenge, was to provide the connection of energy system to our power plants. We're talking not only about the active ones, but also to the Chernobyl electric power plant. You remember the situation with Chernobyl when the Russian troops entered the site, and that was a great threat, a very dangerous situation. The system of cooling and the system of collecting the nuclear residues could cause great catastrophe. So the specific challenge for us as the operator was to renew this connection to the energy system. Our personnel worked in the gray zone, they were under shellings, they were waiting for the time when it was possible to restore the mains, the pipes, and that was a very complicated situation. Now you know that the similar system took place several weeks ago with ZAES, Zaporizhia power plant, and we could restore it. Now this Zaporizhia power plant doesn't give the electricity, but still it powers the nuclear reactor from the Ukrainian side. So it's a challenge to manage the active and the closed power plants. And after the occupation of the northern regions, we had to restore the networks quickly. 15% of the mains were damaged in Sumskaya, Kharkivskaya, Mykolaievskaya, Chernihiv regions, and here we kept 40 teams with special equipment, materials, who could restore this, and we could quickly restore the mains. And within several weeks after the occupation, we actually renovated this power network. Укренерgo worked well. Here it was powering the population with the energy, and so that was the operational challenge. And of course, we never worked in such the conditions before, but I think that our electric specialists did it. Unfortunately, some of them had to pay with their lives for this, so that the Ukrainians could have the reliable energy supply. And of course, in these conditions, we could connect the Ukrainian network to the European. That was important for the safety reasons. As I said, for any energy system, it's impossible to exist in such the mode for a long time, especially at the time of the military aggression. So the connection to the European system on the 16th of March was symbolic to lose all the connections to Russia, and also it increased the energy safety for Ukraine. It means that anytime, if we need that, we can ask our European partners for some emergency supply if our energy systems have some force majeure or some incident. Fortunately, until now, Ukraine has not asked for such the assistance. Ukraine provided the assistance, and actually Ukraine is the donor for the Central and Eastern Europe. We started the commercial export to Europe, and that brings very big income for Укренерго. And Укренерgo, at the transparent tenders in EU, takes part in distribution of gas, and we received great funds to add to the liquidity of the energy market. So that's the third task. The main problem is the deficiency of the free funds that's related to the consumption of the electric energy. 30% difference to pre-war time, and that is also reflected on the activity of all the participants. So we could find the mechanism for these funds from export to be accumulated on our balance, budget, and we could distribute it according to the law between the different stakeholders. Also to provide our functions and to buy these reserves, to pay for the additional services, to create the strategic stock of coal for the winter, to carry out the other functions. We are actively attracting the external funds, and we are making redistribution, restructuring. Now we restructured about 5 billion of hryvnia and euro, and we also attracted 200 billion of euros as the external investment, and this resource is used to cover for our internal needs, operational needs. And through Укренерго, these funds are socialized into the market, and the participants of the market are receiving this. That's the rail alert notification. Everyone is asked to proceed to the shelter. So, finalizing, probably the main features which we had to develop, which would have the positive impact on our ability to keep performance, would be the operational nature, then good reputation, which enabled us to attract the external funds, to have the opportunity to prepare for winter, to make the stock of coal, for example, or other fuel, and provide the performance of the electric power plants.
Yeah.